Good afternoon to everyone. I am Dr. Hima Bindu from the Department of Mechanical Engineering. I'll be dealing the subject robotics, and my today's topic is intelligent robot. What do we mean by intelligent robot? By the word itself, it has been reflected. What does an intelligent robot mean? Right? That is a robot which acts according to the requirements. Right? Any particular robot, that is a humanoid robot, which is acting according to the situation demand, is known as an intelligent robot. Right? Any particular intelligent robot will be acting according to its convenience when there is some sort of artificial intelligence being merged into that robot. Right? That is, artificial intelligence is nothing but a programming which is being given to the robot so that the robot will work on its own advice without considering the advice from any other. That is, it works on itself. It takes the decision on itself, own decision making, decision planning. Right? That is, it is one of the adaptive motion planner system when it is incorporated in the robot, humanoid robot. That particular type of the robot is called an intelligent robot. Right? Whereas some intelligent robots require a controlling system in order to control its action plan to wherever required. Right? So that particular controller will be done with the help of a control system which is being placed to the robot, and depending upon the control system, the robot will act according to its requirement. Right? Now, the adaptive motion planner and that is the artificial intelligence and the computational intelligence, when it is mixed together and inserted in a robot, it gives us an intelligent robot. Right? For example, we have a robot soccer. Right? We have read about a robot soccer. Right? That is in 1997. Right? In the year 1997, there was a robot soccer being introduced. That is, this is nothing but a football match, football playing. Right? A robot soccer is nothing but a robot which was being introduced to play the football match in the year 1997, where in this particular football match, the robot, that is blue, right, deeper blue, a robot called deeper blue has defeated Gary Kasparov. Right? In 1997, in a particular robot soccer, a robot soccer called Deeper Blue has defeated the other robot, that is Gary Kasparov, where when this particular artificial intelligence was being inserted in this particular humanoid robot, this particular achievement was being done. Right? In the same way, the ultimate goal of the Robo Cup, that is in the 21st century, the FIFA team has come up with an idea of autonomous humanoid robot that will be used as a human World Cup championship, that is used to beat the human World Cup championship under the official regulation of FIFA. Right? So we are getting upgraded. We in our science are getting upgraded. That is, instead of using the humans, we are coming up with the robots in order to play a match, or whether it is in order to make a football match or a cricket match or any particular chess match. Right? Whatever it is. So we are introducing a robot where artificial intelligence clubbed with the computational intelligence, it is merged together and being upgraded to the robot. It gives us a purely intelligent robot. right? For example, let us take this is a example of a football match where we have this is the left wheel of the robo, this is the right wheel of the robo, and this is the caster of the robo, and this is the center of the robo. And this particular location is called the goal location for the match, right? And O2, O1, O3, O4, O5 are nothing but the players, right? Now we have C1 player, where C1, the distance from C1 to O3, this particular distance is called as D, right? The distance from C1 to O3 is called as the distance, whereas the place from GC1 to O3 is called as the angle. Here what is happening from GC to C1? It is moving at some particular angle. Now it is taking some particular angular deviation, right? When a player is standing in the center and throwing the ball to the other player, what is happening? There is some angular deviation being taking place from CG1 to O3, that is known as the angle. Now from GC1, that is this particular GC1 to C2, this we call as the deviation, right? That is, it is changing completely the orientation, right? From G1 to C2, it is completely changing its orientation, that is, it is getting deviated. That is known as deviation, right? This is how when we are inserting artificial intelligence and when we are giving the AI program to the control system of the robot, this particular action is being taking place, that is, a robot will be able to take his own decision depending upon the requirement, right? Depending upon the environmental constraints, it will take its own decision. Self-decision will be taken according to the programming being given to the robot. The main motive of this particular intelligent robot is to win the goal, right? So when that is being inserted, the robot will be working towards the goal, that is, it has to win that particular match. That is the main motive or the main aim of the robot. For example, when we take a football match, we have around 11 players and we have 2 teams, right? We have around 11 players and we have around 2 teams. Now in this particular 11 players, we have all the robots been inserted, and that particular robotic system is called as an agent, right? Agent. Now this particular agent is being given a program in such a way that it is being identified to define some specified goal. So that particular specified goal is nothing but to win the match in an appropriate time constraint. In that way, we are giving an AI programming to the robot, where that particular robot will act as an intelligent robot in the area wherever, that is, in that particular dynamic field, right? The field whatever we are having is known as a dynamic field, where the robot will be moving in the dynamic motion. Whereas when we come across static motion, for example, when we come across a chess match, right, there what is happening, the field whatever we are having is a static field. Now there, that particular robot will be acting according to that particular static constraint. The movement of the robot will be done according to the static constraint. Whereas when we come across any particular football match or a cricket match, that particular field whatever we are having is a dynamic field, and the robot will be acting according to the requirement of the agent, that is, it will be acting according to the dynamic kinematics of the robot, whether to move in the forward direction, whether to move in the backward direction, whether to move in the left or right end of the field. That depends purely on the decision making being taken by the robot itself, because we have already given the computational as well as artificial programming to the robot, which is much more capable to take its own decision, which is called as an intelligent robot. Right? Coming to the optimization, why this particular intelligent robots have been introduced? What was the requirement for these intelligent robots to be introduced by replacing the human power? That was to minimize the traveling time and to subject to the path that is collision free. And whereas when we come across the kinematic and dynamic constraint, we can satisfy when we are considering an intelligent robot. Right? That is in order to minimize the traveling time as well as to subject to the path that is collision free, the kinematic and dynamic constraints will be satisfied. Now, coming to the field method, that is whether it is a potential field method or whether it is a repulsive potential field method which is coming across the obstacles, that particular calculation will be seen with these equations. Right? That is when we come across the attractive potential generated by the target or for the goals, we come across this particular formula. That is U ATT of x is equal to half sigma tt d square goal of x, where sigma ATT is nothing but the scaling factor. Right? When we come across the scaling factor, that will give us the overall output. That is overall output of the requirement. Whereas d square goal of x is nothing but the distance between the goal and the CG of the robot that we have seen. Distance between this particular goal and the CG of the robot. This particular thing is called as a d square goal of x, that is a player 1. Right? So in this particular form equation, we will be calculating the potential field method. When we come for a repulsive potential field calculation with respect to the obstacles, we come across U repulsive of the particular pair x is equal to half sigma repulsive of 1 by d, that is distance of the obstacle, minus 1 by the distance of the obstacle of O, whole to the power square. Right? Whole to the power square. That is distance of the obstacle from the robo. Right? That is dx is nothing but distance of the obstacle from the robo, and d of 0 is nothing but distance of the influence of the obstacle. Right? So with these particular two formulas, we will be calculating the field method, that is the potential field method, and the repulsive potential field method with respect to the obstacle and without the obstacles by considering the scaling factors. Right? And the distance from the required constraint robot to the goal point. By calculating that particular distance, we will be calculating the potential field with respect to U ATT and U representative of x. And these two will be calculated, which gives us the overall dynamic distance, that is the target or the goals of the potential field method. Right? So these are the references which we have referred, and once again I'll just brief you what exactly the intelligent robo is. Right? The intelligent robo is nothing but a robo which is taking the adaptive motion planner and a controller system which is being inserted, where the artificial intelligence and the computational intelligence are merged together, and when they are being inserted in the control system of the robot, it becomes an intelligent robot, where a robot is capable of taking its own decision depending upon the requirement of the constraint. Right? And for this we have given an example of a 1997 chess match which was being conducted, where the deeper blue has defeated the Gary Kasparov within the time constraint. That is purely because the artificial intelligence was already being inserted in that particular robot, which made that robot to think differently and to play the game, which will reflect to aim for the winning of the game. That is the main motive, right? So in the same way, we have come across the Robo Cups and the football matches in the 21st century, which was being designed by the FIFA official regulations, where the Human World Cup Championship was being taken up by the team of an autonomous humanoid robots, where this particular humanoid robots were being inserted with AI and CI combined. Right, so this is a example of how the calculation part for the intelligent robot programming system will be done based upon the CG to the goal point, that is from the starting point to the goal point, and what are the various what is the how the distance has been calculated from C1 to O3, or from C1 to O4, or from C1 to O4 O1, depending upon the requirement, and what is the angle variation being taking place, at what angle it is being moving from one place to the other, and what is the deviation it is being taking place, that we have seen in this particular figure. Right, and the optimization, we have seen about the optimization, why it has been required to minimize the traveling time and to subject to the path of that is collision free, and kinematic and dynamic constraints are satisfied. In order to satisfy those, we have come up to optimization. Right, so in order to find out the potential field method and the repulsive potential provided by the obstacles, we have come across these particular two formulas, and based upon these calculations, we will be finding the overall field method of using the intelligent robot. Right, so this is all about the introduction and with few of the applications which was being introduced by the intelligent robots to play a few games was being explained in today's class. I hope you have understood. Signing off for today, Dr. G. Hima Bindu. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.